Hello and welcome everyone to another StarCraft 2 England cast. Today I have got another game from the IPL 5 Korean qualifiers. It is a best of 3 and this is game 1. And it is between LiquidZenio and SlayerSMMA. So these are two awesome players. It's a best of 3 as I said, and well, this should be super awesome. So do sit down comfortably, get ready for an awesome set of 3 games, or best of 3 anyway, so it could go 2-0, but I doubt it somehow because, I mean, these two players are so good. Anyway, we have Zenio, he's in the top left as the green Zerg, and MMA is the red Terran player in the lower left, and, well, what does this map have in store? Well, firstly, it is a ZVT, which basically means that the Zerg player will probably go for a 15 hatch, and then usually a 16 pull. That means both queens come out. The Terran player has a lot of different options. Judging by this supply depot position, I'd imagine it's going to be a relatively fast command center because he's not walling off of this ramp, which he's very able to go to. You can really, as a Terran opening, go for either a command center first, which is a bit risky, or alternatively you can go for a 1-Rax command center opening, really to a lot of different variations, but judging by this barracks position, I'd almost guarantee we'll see a 1-Rax command center build, just because it works really nicely. I mean, it's so certain that the Zerg player will go for a 15 hatch, you're really safe to get that early command center out, and then that just puts a lot of pressure on the Zerg player to get a third base up quickly or do a lot of damage, and basically why wouldn't you do that? It just works if the current meta game is going, but actually no, we've got MMA going for a double barracks here, and it will be scouted by the drone, so this is absolutely awesome. And what I mean by there is a lot of varying different openings that are available, and now Zenio has to react very, very carefully. He needs to get down a pool as soon as he possibly can. He probably will stop drone production now and just wait until he can get that pool down, because he's going to have a lot of Marines coming straight to his door, and he has to be ready to defend this. But to be honest, from this MMA, he can put on a lot of pressure, he'll get out of a lot of units, but also isn't overcommitting himself because it's a gasless build, so he will be able to get an expansion up behind this as long as he doesn't really overcommit to it, but he should be absolutely fine. Will be interesting to see if and when he throws down a bunker for these Marines. Almost certainly will be on the cards. It's not a proxy 2-rack, so he can just float this one over to complete a bit more of the wall off. Now that drone is going to come down pretty hard, and well, behind this we've got MMA. He's getting up another supply depot, and so far he's just building a lot of Marines, but obviously as those mules come into play, as he gets more SCVs out, he's going to have the economy to go for it. The pool nearly up for Zenio at the moment, and this is going to be really awesome, and I'm super excited. The extractor is down now. Basically, although you see Marines attacking this extractor, you know they're not coming to push, but now this isn't being taken out. It's a big tell that actually this means that Marines, they are coming at your base. Here comes 4 Zerglings, and this is a pretty massive all-in actually. Now the SCVs have been pulled, only a handful kept back, and to be honest, we are now going to see a position where this bunker is coming down. The drones do get us around, but with all these SCVs being pulled as well as the Marines, this could be super difficult for Zenio to hold. But obviously if he does hold it, the amount of mining time lost by MMA means that he will almost certainly lose this game. So it all comes down to this one interaction. This is going to be a very, very quick game, and it could be very, very stressful. More Zerglings coming out, 6 more Zerglings, the Queen is on its way. The Queen at this lower natural hatchery, just so it's closer to the action. The SCVs are building multiple bunkers, they are preventing the surround, they are just soaking up fire, and all of Zenio's drones have now been pulled. This is totally crazy. If we hide the health bars just momentarily, you can see just how many units are getting in here. The 2 bunkers are still going up, the SCVs haven't been taken out, which are building them, and of course they're essential, but there's the double cancel, and now of course these Zerglings have cleaned this up very, very nicely. We've got the Queen going in, and if we take a look here, 11 workers have been killed to 6. That takes the worker count 11 to 8, so only 8 workers on the field really for MMA, and he's going to have major, major problems now coming back from this because that completely failed. He did not do enough economical damage, and obviously with the natural base up, Zenio is in an amazing spot to go through here, and this was a risk that MMA really didn't have to pay off. These Zerglings are coming in. They're going to try and get a surround on these Marines, but they are in the best possible position, fighting this tight little choke to get picked off relatively easily, though you don't want to get surrounded by Zerglings. But to be honest, as these Marines get taken out one at a time, this is going to cause more and more problems. Zenio having to pump so many Marines, be so careful, having to stutter step micro them the best he can to deal with these Zerglings. And of course behind this, Zenio is just droning up 5 drones at a time. If we look at the working count now, 16 to 12. If we factor in the mule, that makes it actually pretty even in terms of income for the moment, actually slightly in MMA's favour. Of course that gas income there for Zenio, and MMA is getting a command center up behind this. And now what is Zenio going to do? Well, for the moment he is still just droning. He's getting that single spine crawler just in case there's a follow-up push, but to be honest, I feel MMA getting this command center is exactly the right thing to do right now. His push, his really aggressive, quite all in play, didn't pay off, so therefore he has to get this command center down to catch up economically and needs to take that risk if he wants any chance of coming into this game. But to be honest, Zenio, well, he's already, what, 8 supply ahead, which is quite significant. If we look at the worker count, it's getting more and more into Zenio's favor, and until this command center comes down, he's going to be in big problems. Zenio can gear up for a massive mid-game push. He's getting that Zergling speed on the way. No Baneling Nest though. We do have a second gas coming down. It'll be interesting to see if Zenio does decide to go for a big Roach Bane push or anything like that. 2 additional barracks being added on here by MMA, so he's essentially getting as many Marines as he can to defend this. He's got that refinery on its way as well, so he is going to be teching slightly now, probably just to get stim out ASAP. You have a big pool of Marines here for MMA, but he's going to struggle to pick off that Spine Crawler, especially with the Queen there, and we also have 8 Zerglings in production here for Zenio, so he is going to be in a good spot. This is all pretty hectic, it's pretty crazy. I don't know which way this is going to go, but, well, we've got these Zerglings coming through now. They do get a lovely surrounding with the Queen there as well. These Marines getting picked off very, very easily, and hardly any Zerglings come down. If we look at the loss tab, obviously, that is nearly double the amount of resources lost for MMA. The Baneling Nest on its way down, that is going to be key. That says Zenio, he's going to be going for MMA, he's going to be going for a big Baneling bust, and with no wall off, with only a handful of Marines, with no key tech, he's going to have major problems. The double tech lab come down, they're going to probably be for double upgrades, maybe some Marauders as well, because obviously MMA is going to be expecting those Banelings to be knocking on his door very, very shortly. The Marauders will help deal with those as best they can, but just look at these Zerglings, they're coming across. The work count is the key thing, 33 to 22. It isn't that bad. It's quite bad, but it's not absolutely appalling, and the reason for that is all of these Zerglings are on the field. Zenio, he's can smell blood in the water, and he's going to go for it. 16 more Zerglings coming in, 14 Banelings, and as you can see, these are not enough Marines to deal with this push. And, well, all you have to take into account is 14 Banelings against 13 Marines. That's more than a Baneling per Marine, and actually the Marine push is going to go up and trying to pick off reinforcements, but if Zenio plays this safe, pulls those Zerglings back and engages as one, he'll be fine, and he's actually going in with the Banelings from behind, and this could be major, major problems. There's no splitting at all by MMA there, and there's the GG because he knows he cannot hold that. So that was Game 1, people. I hope you did enjoy it. Stay tuned for Game 2. You'll be able to see a link on the right to go to my channel to find Game 2 super quick. Subscribe, thumbs up, that'd be awesome. Any comments below, and I'll cut it at that so you can get straight to Game 2 of this best of 3. Thanks for watching.